Now the defense for the Los Angeles Dodgers as they wear the home white uniforms. Dusty Baker will be in left field. He'll fight a sun problem out there today, particularly Baker in left. Over in center field, first time we've seen him there this season, Reggie Smith. He's been there before, however, in his career. He has the quickness to play the position and the arm. In right field, for the sake of offense as much as anything, but a fine athlete, Lee Lacy. He, too, will have a sun problem as the day wears on in right field. Over at third base for the Los Angeles Dodgers, a man who's been there all season long, Ron Cey, the cleanup hitter. At shortstop, a man whose bat has been begging so far, Bill Russell. And the fellow who has been zipped in the series so far, offensively, and a man the Dodgers must have on base, Davy Lopes, playing at second base. And over at first, the steady one, Steve Garvey, who's been hitting well and fielding very well. Back of the plate, Steve Yeager, who put on a show in batting practice today, hit about 6 of them in the seats and deep. And on the mound, the young man that we've talked about so much already, Doug Rauch, left-hander, has a fine changeup. He was 14-8 on the season, got off to a great start, winning 11 out of 12, and then tailed off toward the end of the year as he developed some soreness in his pitching shoulder. But he must have control, and he must be able to get the change over the plate in order to be effective. He will not blow you away, but he can, if he is on, be very difficult to hit. For the Yankees now, the batting order, Mickey Rivers will lead off. A couple of doubles and a single last night, followed by Willie Randolph, Thurman Munson, Reggie Jackson, cleanup, Lou Piniella batting 5th, Chris Chambliss hitting 6th, Greg Nettles 7th, Bucky Dent, the shortstop, is 8th, and the pitcher, Ron Guidry. And we are ready to begin game number 4. Mickey Rivers to lead off, and the Yankees lead 2-1. Mickey Rivers, who came up with the California Angels, went over to the Yankees with Ed Figueroa for Bobby Bonds in 1975, the winter. And Doug Rauch's curveball, first pitch of the game, is just low inside, ball 1. But you see the ball bending from Rauch, and you'll see it bend most of the day. There's a fastball, and it's immediately hit into right field for a base hit. So Rivers, sitting on the fastball, got it and hit it. And so the Yankees' primary troublemaker is on the bases, Mickey Rivers. And by that I mean he puts pressure on the defensive ball club. He is a tough little guy.
As I mentioned earlier, the Yankees were confident that Mickey would now streak for the rest of the series.
We'll watch him edge off first to see if he goes as Randolph stands in and takes low, ball 1. Rick Rhoden is in the bullpen, but so far he is not up. But he will be the next man to get the call, according to Tom Lasorda. Doug Rauch does not have a particularly good move to first base. He comes low with that pitch, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. To compensate for it, you'll see that Steve Garvey will appear to be in communication with Doug Rauch vocally, and he does holler to remind Doug to watch him, knowing full well that his move is not really that quick to first base.
I was talking to Yeager the other day, Keith, and he says that not only does he does not really have that good move to first base, he takes a long time to deliver the ball, too, to get rid of the ball. A base runner will not really steal against the catcher. He'll steal against the pitcher.
High pop to the right side. It's playable for Garvey or Lopes. It'll be Garvey. 1 out. So the old Texas Aggie, Doug Rauch, gets his first out with a little help from a Michigan Stater over at first base. And coming to the plate now for the Yankees, Thurman Munson, who was fatigued in last night's ball game and openly admitted it. But it did not deter him from having a fine ball game.
His fatigue has been as much emotional as physical. You know that, Tom, from our meeting with him. He's been a deeply troubled man, but somehow he fights it off when he's out on the playing field and fights only the opponents. He's batting at about his season's average in this series, just a touch above 300.
Now in the bullpen and throwing, Rick Rhoden, as Rivers sets on first and Munson fouls it off for strike 1. So it didn't take long for Rhoden to step up and start loosening up, just in case Doug Rauch hasn't had enough work lately to be sharp.
Rauch threw at Yankee Stadium. He warmed up in the bullpen a couple of times and came back here and threw the other day. And Red Adams said that, as working with Doug Rauch, of course, that his shoulder does feel fine, that the stiffness has gone out of it.
The fastball is just outside. It is 1 ball and 1 strike on the Yankee catcher with Reggie Jackson on deck. Top of the first inning in Game 4. Token throw to first, holding Mickey Rivers close. Jackson waiting. Now ready to go now to Munson. Hit on the ground to the shortstop, Russell. Over to second, they've got one. Down to first, double play. Oh, Doug Rauch gets out of the inning as the Dodgers turn their 3rd double play of the World Series. Top half of the first, Yankees failed to score. Dodgers coming up. The Yankee defense lines up with Sweet Lou Piniella in left field. 34 having a great season. Over in center, Mickey Rivers. Great speed out there. What an asset it is. In right field, Reggie Jackson. Sun will bother him as the day goes on. Inside defense, steady Greg Nettles at third base. At shortstop, it'll be Bucky Dent, who's never stepped on a foul line in his life. Over at second base, Willie Randolph. And down at first base, it'll be Chris Chambliss, still starting. There's been a lot of talk that Cliff Johnson might get a call unless Chris's bat came alive, but he's still there. And back of the plate, the captain, Thurman Munson. And on the mound, Ron Guidry. Coming out of the shower, as Bill White said a while ago, weighs about 153 pounds, but he will bring the ball to the plate well in excess of 90 miles an hour.
The Dodgers had to get a lift from that Yankee top of the first. Rivers leading off with the line base hit, and then the Yankees failing to do anything with it. There's the Dodger lineup.
Davy Lopes, Bill Russell, Reggie Smith, Ron Cey cleaning up, followed by Steve Garvey, Dusty Baker, Lee Lacy, Steve Yeager, and Doug Rauch. The DH not being used this year. It's used on an alternating basis in the World Series. This is the year for it not to be used. Davy Lopes, 0 for 13 in the World Series, 133 in postseason play. And Guidry's fastball is high and tight for ball 1. This little guy's a heck of an athlete. They had time trials in spring training, and only Mickey Rivers clocked a faster time than Guidry. He's gone inside to Davy Lopes now.
92 miles an hour, the speed registered on that pitch, so Guidry is right up there.
Nettles is back of the bag at third. Lopes swings and fouls it at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. So they are giving Davy Lopes again some room to bunt the ball down the third base line, if he can put it down. There you see the position of Nettles, and he's not moving on the pitch yet. Of course, then Lopes has made no offer at the ball except for a full swing. 3 balls and 1 strike. Davy Lopes takes a look down at third at Preston Gomez, who's coaching there. Jim Gilliam, the coach at first. The story of Davy in the series so far. Checks and takes ball 4. And so the Dodgers get the leadoff man on. I tell you this, if Ron Guidry has any nerves at all, he is trying to overcome them by being quick to the plate.
That's true. Now, let's see if the Dodgers run Lopes. Martin elected not to run Rivers.
I think Tommy's going to be a more aggressive manager, Howard. I think he's going to try something. He knows he's got to get that guy at first base going, because that's the key to his offense.
Now Davy Lopes will have a look at Guidry. Try to time him, figure him out. Guidry comes to the plate to Bill Russell. Strike 1. Fastball moving. You could see that one move away from the right-handed hitter. There's the move. That's what Davy Lopes wanted to see.
That's exactly what Davy Lopes wanted to see. He had out there, and he wanted to see that step coming over toward first base.
One more time.
Looks like he's got him already.
He really, you can see that, you fans. He really read Guidry's motion, even as it began.
There he goes. The throw. No. He's in there.
It looked like he didn't have a chance to get him when he started. He made that play very close to second base. Munson gets rid of the ball so fast, it's really incredible. He got in there, just got into the tag, Willie Randolph's tag. He's got a big lead, and Guidry takes a long time to get rid of the ball, but Thurman is so quick behind the plate. He makes his play a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. That's what the Dodgers have to do. They have to try and make Thurman Munson throw the ball, put the pressure on him, take it to him. The Dodgers have got to be aggressive on the field.
Last night, Lopes walked, stole second, couldn't get home in the first inning. Russell swings and misses, and he's gone. So the man who struck out only 43 times all season long is whiffed by Guidry.
Center fielder, Reggie Smith.
Now it'll be Reggie Smith playing center field today. When you force Smith to go to the right side of the plate, you take away a lot of his power. I'll go through the numbers again. Left-handed, he had 27. Right-handed, he had 5 home runs. Davy Lopes now will edge and get as big a lead off second as he might. And Guidry pours the fastball past Reggie Smith for strike one. Nobody hardly knew Ron Guidry was on the Yankee Ball Club a year ago. Even this spring, he was still in the bullpen. But then suddenly, he was very prominent. Swing and a miss for strike two, and he is not fooling around.
There were many things going on behind the scenes. Some in the Yankee hierarchy wanted to send him back to the minors because of his poor spring. And then when the deal for Mike Torres came along, some said send Guidry in that deal along with Ellis. Fortunately, they never did.
He chases Lopes back to second base.
Not only is Smith on the record without the power from the right side, but he hit for 282 righty, 316 lefty, Keith.
Two-strike pitch to Smith, outside. Not that much off the mark either, 1-2.
Now, if you remember last night, Keith, we had this shot, the center field shot. Thurman Munson was moving around with Mike Torres. Mike liked him move it, shift inside, shift outside. Now, with Guidry, he stays pretty much behind the plate, and he'll just move his glove. See how he's right behind home plate there? Yep. Last night, if he wanted to pitch, he'd move his entire body to the right side or to the left side. Certain pitchers will want that. Certain pitchers will just want the glove to be moved around.
Lopes with a big lead at second base. The gap in the outfield defense, right center. Hit on the ground to Greg Nettles at third. Even with the bag, throws him out, 2 down. Lopes still at second. Well, I'll tell you, the Dodgers didn't do much with Don Gullett. He was bringing the ball to the plate at 94 miles an hour. They didn't do much last night, really, except for the one mistake to Torres. He was bringing it up there at 94 miles an hour. Ron Guidry is throwing in that 92, 94 range as well. So the heat has affected the Dodgers so far, the heat on the pitching mound.
If you got a little heater on the mound, you can give the Dodgers trouble. There's no question about that, Keith. And these guys, this is the first time I've seen Guidry throw, and I'm impressed because he's sneaky. He gets to that point and then just pops the ball.
2 out now. Davy Lopes led off with a walk, stole second. He's still out there. The batter is Ron Cey, the cleanup hitter. 1 for 10 in the series, and he takes a strike. Fastball. Swing and a miss. It's 2 strikes.
94 miles per hour.
Guidry a feature, fastball and a curveball, and he'll throw a changeup once in a while. Talking to Thurman this morning, Thurman was getting some work done on the tray ball. There's Lasorda. He said he doesn't fool around with him. He's strictly a power pitcher, and he's going to come right at you with his hard stuff. Good curveball.
Ron Cey to end the inning. So the Dodgers get the leadoff man on. Can't get him around. After 1 inning of play, we have no score. Oh, it's a summer day in Southern California. 81 degrees, looking down on Dodger Stadium, the parking lot, with a patch of green, and it's real grass, folks. Grows very well here. And the middle of the Yankee batting order, Reggie Jackson, Lou Piniella, and Chris Chambliss against Doug Rauch. And Doug's in with a strike to Reggie. Reggie 2 for 9 in the series with 1 run batted in.
Doug keeps it low. That's where Jackson likes it.
Down the left field line, it'll go to the corner. Should be 2 bases. Dusty Baker over to the line. Jackson will go standing at second with a double.
See what I mean, Tom?
Got to follow that scouting report. You got to pitch him up and in.
Lou Piniella.
Just sort of cued the ball past Ronnie Say at third and went right down the line for a stand-up double. And once again, the Yankees have the leadoff man on. And once again, Rick Rhoden gets up in the Dodger bullpen to begin throwing.
And this fella deserves a lot of credit. Billy started to use him regularly from mid-season or thereabouts on. And he wound up hitting .330. He is currently the Yankees' leading hitter in the series, 5 of 11, hitting .455. He surprises you.
Lou Piniella, Doug Rauch, Jackson at second. No score. Top of the second. Yankees at bat. Fouled off.
You can see him trying to go to right field here, Keith. He's got nobody out. He's got a runner at second base, and he's going to hit the ball on the ground or in the air to the right side, the right field. Get Reggie over to third base with 1 out and get Chambliss a shot at him. Third base and 1 out.
Right. I was surprised that Munson tried to pull that outside curve that led to his hitting into the double play in the
big
first
hole
inning.
over there, too.
Big hole down the right field line.
They're pitching him out there, too. That's unusual. Maybe he's going off the plate. He might come back inside hard here. Lou's job, and he knows it, is to get the ball on the ground to the right side. Get the runner to third.
There it is, right down the right field line. Should score Jackson. Reggie pumping around third. The throw. Lacey goes to second. Jackson scores. Yankees lead 1-0.
So Lou Piniella continues to do his steady-going job for the New York Yankees. Let's look at it again. Raw throwing it on the outside. Lou reaching out and getting exactly the pitch he wanted to hit it exactly where he wanted to right field. To at the very least advance the runner, and if a hit, as in this case, score Reggie Jackson.
The batter now, Chris Chambliss. Chris takes ball 1. Chris's dad, the Reverend Carroll Randolph Chambliss here, has been a Navy chaplain for 21 years and flew in for the day's ball game from the Naval Air Station in Memphis, Tennessee. That is going to the left field corner. Baker over and knocks it down. Lou Piniella goes to third, and Chambliss is in with a stand-up double, and the Yankees are jumping on Doug Rauch in the top of the second inning.
They really are, Keith, and that's the first typical Chambliss hit for Chris in this World Series. When Chris is right, when he's whipping that bat, he's not just a steady percentage hitter in the 300 area, but everything is a line shot.
Rick Rhoden.
That might be it, Keith.
Yep, this might be.
He gave the sign to Davy Lopes. Go to the mound. There's Rhoden in the bullpen. Go to the mound, talk to him, stall for a little time. Tom Lasorda on the top step of the dugout, Dodger dugout, and he's going to go to the mound here.
Three of the
may
four.
Be all.
Tom, note that 3 of the 4 hits by the Yankees have been by left-handers. A ringing line drive by Mickey Rivers in the first, and Jackson and Chambliss going the opposite way here in the second.
So time is called, with Reggie Jackson having doubled the lead and has scored on Piniella's single. Lou is now at third base as a result of Chris Chambliss double down in the left field corner, pretty much the same place that Reggie Jackson hit his. They have not hit a ball up the middle as yet. There have been 2 doubles to left and a single down the right field line. So Tom Lasorda just taking as much time as he can, and now he's going to call for Rick Rhoden. So time is out here with the Yankees leading 1-0 and threatening to get more, and Rick Rhoden will be the next pitcher. Rick Rhoden on the mound, as you can see, his seasonal record, 16-10. In postseason play, he appeared in Game 3 of the playoffs, pitched 4 1/3 innings against the Phillies, gave him 2 hits in relief of Bert Hooton. Doug now going back into the dugout. And in the World Series, in Game number 1, he was in for an inning, hit for 2 hits and 1 run.
Keith, as you know, Rick Rhoden is a remarkable story in the motif of Tommy John. When he was 8 years old, he slid down a plastic slide, a pair of rusty scissors punctured his knee, developed osteomyelitis. The whole leg indeed, atrophied. The right knee was in effect destroyed. For 4 years, he wore a brace. At age 12, underwent another operation to remove part of the left knee so the left leg would not outgrow his right. Nonetheless, he came on to be what he is today. It was that medical history that caused many teams to overlook him as a potential major league pitcher, but not the Dodgers with their scouting system.
Rhoden will face Greg Nettles, Bucky Dent, and then Guidry with nobody out.
Greg
1 run in.
Nettles.
Piniella is at third. Chambliss is at second. Doug Rau threw 14 pitches. Piniella and Chambliss, of course, belong to Rau. And we'll see what Roden can do. They give in the outfield left center to Greg Nettles. Roden's first pitch, a fastball, just outside.
Keith, you notice here, too, the second baseman and the shortstop are playing back. This is a situation where you've got a runner at third and second base. You can't bring your infield in and then take a chance of giving up the runner at second base. You got to play those men back. And it's almost like giving up a run if Gray can hit a ground ball to either the second baseman or the shortstop.
Hits it right at Davy Lopes. He'll go to first. Piniella scores. The Yankees lead 2-0.
Batting eighth, number 20.
First out of the
shortstop,
inning. Yankees with
Bucky
2 runs in now.
Dent.
Batter will be Bucky Dent, the Yankee shortstop, 4 for 10 in the series.
Now you can see the different infield position. They brought everybody in
Right.
with a runner at third base and 1 man out. They brought Lopes in. They brought Russell in to cut off the run at home plate. They know they're down 2-0. They're not going to give up a run in this situation if they can help it.
It's not likely they'll give Bucky anything good to hit at either, with Ron up next and not having hit all year long under the designated hitter rule.
They're also looking for a squeeze play. That's why Yeager was that far outside
down,
of that
yeah.
pitch.
1 ball, no strikes to Dent. Roden comes just a little high with that pitch. Steps out, has a look at Dick Hauser, coaching at third. Bobby Cox coaching at first.
You know, Billy Martin has squeezed, almost at any time. He squeezed with Chambliss in the playoffs against Kansas City. You have to be very careful against him.
3 balls and no strikes to Bucky Dent.
What you have to do, don't you, Tom, in this kind of situation is pitch to the batter as if you've got him 2 strikes and no balls. Everything very cautious.
Well, the pitcher's coming up next. They wouldn't mind having a man on first base. That time he nips the outside corner with it, and it's 3-1. It would set up the double play possibility for them. Yes.
You can't pitch like you're ahead of this. Way behind this hitter. You have to be very fine in this situation.
Ball is hit on the ground to right field. That'll score another run, and the Yankees lead 3-0 as Chambliss spikes the plate. And Dent hit a low outside pitch to right field.
And little Dent has gone unnoticed in this series, but that was his 5th hit of the series and his 11th trip to the plate. So he's at .455 too, and he's become a very consequential factor in the Yankees' play.
So New York last night got out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning against Tommy John. They have scored 3 runs in the second inning today. All 3 runs charged to Doug Rau. There's the bunt by Guidry. Good one out in front. Yeager to first base, and they get him. The sacrifice for the pitcher Guidry as Dent goes to second. Two down now, and we'll go back to the top of the order for Mickey Rivers. This telecast presented by authority of Major League Baseball, intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of the game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. Mickey Rivers single to lead the game. First time up against Rau. Against Roden, rather, his single off Rau. That's sharply off the facade of the Dodger dugout.
They've cut the size of the dugouts, too, Keith. I noticed that yesterday. They've moved the batting racks over so they can get photographers and everybody else down there.
Well, I think the building is as full today as it was last night, not far from it. Even though they've trimmed the dugout, they're still spacious in this particular ballpark.
That's Doug Rau.
Disappointed.
Just not ready.
1 strike pitch to Rivers, high and away. Mickey Rivers, who's very fond of this part of the country, said when he got here the other night, I feel like I'm home. Playing like it, too, isn't he?
He's turned his game on, that's for sure.
1-1 coming. Foul.
Looks
That
like
bit
he's taking
somebody.
target practice over here, doesn't he?
He does. He really bit some fella down there trying to grab it.
Mickey wants to get done early. Figures he'll pop over to Malibu. Spend an hour or two on the beach.
Warm enough. Crowd very quiet now as the Yankees have scored 3 runs to lead 3-0. Count on Nicky Rivers 1-2 with 2 out and Dent at second base. Chops it foul. Got a National League umpire behind the plate today in Jerry Dale.
Surprising number of Yankee fans out here, Keith.
Yep, a lot of
Might be because the Dodger fans are so quiet.
That's good to be, too.
Maybe we have a lot of Dodger fans that converted to be Yankee fans here in the last 2 days.
1-2 to Rivers. Struck him out on a bad pitch. Ball was well out of the strike zone. He got Mickey, and so the inning is over. But it's a big one for the Yankees. After 1.5, New York leads the Dodgers 3-0. It'll be Steve Garvey, Dusty Baker, Lee Lacy for the Dodgers. Bottom of the second inning, the Yankees lead 3-0. Ron Guidry delivers to Garvey, and he hits it a mile high to the infield. Down come the glasses for Chris Chambliss at first base. 1 out.
Batting six.
Other scores, Notre Dame starting slowly, beat Army 24-0, and Pittsburgh jumped on Navy 34-17. Matt Kavanaugh's back at quarterback now, and the Clemson Tigers still showing some fangs. Beat Duke today 17-11.
How do you figure the Blue Devils?
Clemson's got a pretty decent football team this year. They beat Georgia Tech back-to-back.
Not too bad, I agree. But our producer, Chuck Howard, was raving about Duke.
Well,
His alma
everyone in
mater.
their life must have a moment of anguish. Guidry on the outside corner with a fastball to Dusty Baker, who's 3 for 12 with a home run and 3 runs batted in the World Series, and it all happened last night for him. Outside corner, strike 2. Rick Rhoden in the Dodger dugout, thinking, talking. He's sitting right alongside Red Adams, the Dodger pitching coach. Baker hits it to right. That's the first time the Dodgers have been able to get the ball to the outside, and they drive Reggie Jackson back to the wall as Baker hit it well. Ball carries better here in the daylight than it does at night.
He hit it well. He just didn't get around on a good fastball upstairs. Hit it all the way to the warning track. The ball will travel better here, Keith, during the day. I was talking to Grody and Garvey and a couple of the others. At night, when it's damp early in the year in April, and then this time of year for the night games, the late games in September, this is where ballpark is building a ravine down in here. And when it gets wet, the ball doesn't really travel very well at all. But during the day, when the sun's out, it's nice and warm, the ball travels very well here at Dodger Stadium.
So you like to pitch here in April and September at night?
Lacy, the batter.
I used to love to pitch here. This used to be a pitcher's ballpark. Home plate used to be 10 feet back from where it is now. The walls used to be 405 at center field. It used to be 340 down the line.
High, it's 2-1 to Lee Lacy. By moving the plate out, they have shortened the outfield perimeter a little bit, but there's an extraordinary amount of foul room area here where you can get to the ball. That's on the screen.
This used to be a ballpark, Keith, where you could just pitch away and let the hitters hit the ball the other way. It was very difficult to hit the ball out to the opposite field. I really did enjoy pitching in this park from a pitcher's point of view.
2-2 count now. The Dodger right fielder, Lee Lacy. He fouls it off again. Lacy, 266 batting average on the season. In the playoffs, 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. And in the World Series, 1 for 1 in that 12-inning game that started the series at Yankee Stadium. Fine athlete. Guidry is high and throwing at 95 miles an hour when he reaches back. Billy Martin in the Yankee dugout. New York leading 3-0. Dodgers batting in the bottom of the second inning. Lacy strikes out, and the Dodgers go in order in the bottom of the second. So after 2 complete innings of play, Ron Guidry looks mighty tough. Yankees leading the Dodgers 3-0. We go to the top of the third inning now in game number 4 of this 1977 World Series. The Yankees with a 3-0 lead, 2-1 lead. It'll be Willie Randolph, Thurman Munson, and Reggie Jackson against Rick Rhoden. And the ball is bounced toward Russell at shortstop. Willie's gone.
Tom, your talk was interesting about the way Dodger Stadium used to be. You said it was a pitcher's park. Is it now?
I think it's a much more fair park now. Howard, I was talking to Garvey yesterday. He thinks it's still a pitcher's park. I think it's a hitter's park now. You just look, you know, you're getting 2 points of view. There's Reggie Jackson on deck. I think with the new ball, the ball obviously is livelier this year, the new dimensions of this ballpark. It is, I think it's a hitter's park now.
You're also talking to the vice chairman of the Pitchers Union, folks.
That's true.
Might be the chairman.
Munson fouls it way back into the crowd, and it dribbles down to become a souvenir. Rick Rhoden completed only 4 games in 31 starts this past season. So he does not have a record of finishing what he starts, even though he has been a fine pitcher with a record of 16-10.
There's a picture of Walter O'Malley's creation right there.
On the corner, strike.
That's a beautiful ballpark. Immaculate.
And well run.
This, together with Royal Stadium in Kansas City, they have to be the 2 most beautiful ballparks at the moment.
Well, he struck it out, and that pitch was outside the strike zone, but it was one of those flamers that Rhoden can give you, and to be effective, Rhoden will get you out of that high fastball, gets it moving a little bit. 90 miles an hour.
Not only 90 miles an hour, but not a good swing by Thurman. Leaning out over the plate, reaching.
With 2 out, the base is empty. The Yankees on top 3-0. Here's Reggie Jackson double to the left field corner and scored the first Yankee run. Ball 1.
That's the way to try to pitch, Reggie. Tight.
MVP in the American League and the World Series, 1973, with the Oakland A's. Ball 2.
They're all trying to go in there. Hard stuff, up and in. Get the ball away from the big end of that bat.
Low. 3 balls, no strikes. With 2 out now, advantage Jackson. Gap in the outfield, left center. High to left. Tough sun field this time of the day. Baker handles it. So Rick Rhoden gets the Yankees in order in the top of the third inning. After 2.5. New York 3, Dodgers nothing. Frank Sinatra amongst the crowd again today.
Once he made Autumn in New York popular, but now he's strictly Los Angeles.
And Palm Springs. Steve Yeager. The pitcher, Rhoden. And Davy Lopes, the top of the order for the Dodgers as we move to the bottom of the third inning. Yeager fouls it off.
So the first pitch is a strike again. The only batter that the young man, Ron Guidry, has been behind was the opening batter of the game, Davy Lopes, whom he eventually walked.
Yeager fouls another one away. You don't give up all that much, though, when you're pitching or when you send Rhoden to the plate. Because during the course of the season, Rick had his moments with the bat.
He can hit.
That might get us.
Thurman looking up into that bright sun, pulls it down.
Tough play for Thurman.
1 out. Now the pitcher, Rhoden, who will take his cuts.
He is a good hitter, Keith. Get 3 home runs, I believe, this year. Tied with a couple other pitchers in the National League for a home run lead.
Like Tom Seaver, but Seaver got his today, folks. Don Newcomb came up to visit us, say hello, and told Seaver, I hit 7 in 1 season, which he did. He was a fine pinch hitter, Newcomb.
So with Don Drysdale with his ball club. There's a shot to left. Piniella going hard. Can't get it. Ball bounces into the stand. Double.
As we said, Roden is a good hitting pitcher.
Boy, he took a good swing at that ball, too. He just missed the home run. That ball hit down there just short of that 330-foot mark. Lou ran into the wall. Piniella ran into the wall. I don't know if he got hurt or not.
A little shaken up. Look at that swing again.
That's a good swing. That's an everyday player's swing right there. Now, Piniella's going to try and get to the ball. He can't get there. He runs into that wall. Gives it a pretty good shot. And that wall is metal. Those blue plates out there are metal.
Ground rule double for Rick Rhoden, who hit .231 on the season. He's on second base now. Yankees leading 3-0, and Davy Lopes is up there.
That's fired up the people in the stands. That's for sure.
Pitch bounces at the plate.
Something's got to fire the Dodgers up. They're here in the third inning. That's the first base hit that they've gotten. They've just got to get rolling. They got to get their offense rolling. There's the man that's in charge of, let's say, first gear of that offense.
Yep, he's the trigger.
Davy Lopes. You got to get him going now.
Rhoden off second. One out. Strike. 1-1.
He really leaned into that baseball. A confident hitter.
Rhoden?
Yeah.
Good pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Davy Lopes. See what effect Lopes conceivably has on this ball club. That's a fly ball to the right side and foul ground and will be out of play. 3 rows deep. Temperature 81 degrees when we started the game. Not quite as hazy as it was yesterday and last night. One and two. Get on the ground, foul. At first base, Chambliss hustling after it. Now the crowd starting to build its applause. With 1 out, Rhoden at second. Yankees ahead 3-0. It is low, 2-2. Dodgers batting bottom of the third. Lopes hits it to straightaway center, hits it well. Rivers going back, going back, going back.
Oh, he did it!
That's the power of this young man that we talked about last night. He broke out of his slump in a big way. But remember, Tom Seaver talked last night about how Davy hit a grand slammer against him in this ballpark. Dead center field and out, and the ball jumped. Again, this relates to the way it pops out of here in the daytime vis-a-vis the night.
Watch the ball just keep carrying and carrying. Looks like a little slider right in the middle of the plate, and Dave got a good swing on it. Mickey Rivers giving a chase, but he just kept going, carrying. That's a long way. Of course, the longest part of this ballpark. It's that ball about 420 feet, probably.
Suddenly there is sound in Dodger Stadium as Bill Russell hits it on the ground to Bucky Dent. Bucky throws him out. That's the second out of the inning. Now we'll have a look at Reggie Smith. Suddenly the Dodger dugout has some life in it.
That home run brought the people to life here at Dodger Stadium, also the Dodgers as well. That's what they need. They need a little spark in their dugout.
I thought Mickey was surprised by the way that ball carried. First he turned right, and then he swung around and looked back left, and still going toward the fence.
I'm sure he thought he was going to have a shot at it.
Smith fouls it off for strike 1. Reggie tapped out to Nettles, his first time up. An instance of the pitcher helping himself. Rhoden doubled, ground rule double, was on base when Lopes connected for his home run. That's strike 2 on Reggie Smith. 94 miles an hour. So he's a flamethrower. That's high. Mike Torres made one mistake last night. It cost him 3 runs to Dusty Baker.
In the same third inning.
Yep. Foul.
They're getting closer to us, Howard.
You're the one who looks shaken. Play was almost made on that one by television and film producer David Wolfer.
Foul again.
Boy, that home run came out of the blue. Dead center field. And when you look at that graphic, that emphasizes the point.
High pop, it'll be out of play. I've often wondered why or how or if someone has. I've never heard of it. The railings around these balconies here are quite low. Someone someday probably is going to get carried away reaching for one of those and go tumbling out of it. Scary. Looking. Smith strikes out. But the Dodgers strike back. Got a double from Roden, a homer from Lopes, and it's now Yankees 3, Dodgers 2. Another look at Lopes' home run to make the point of carry on a well-struck ball in this park in the daytime.
Right, Keith, and watch Rivers particularly. He kind of lopes back. As I said, he swung right. Now he whirls around, swings left, and you get the feeling he thinks he's got a shot at the ball, but the carry is there. Dead center field. It carried about 415, 410 to 420 feet, let's say. Little fella with occasional power, but very great power.
Lou Piniella now for the New York Yankees as we go to the top of the 4th inning. With the score now 3-2. Yankees followed by Chris Chambliss and Greg Nettles.
Lopes hit one like that here in the 9th to beat the Mets out of a game after the Mets had traded you, Tom.
Rick Roden's pitch is high, and Lou Piniella came right out of his shoes trying to jump on that piece of candy, but he fouled it off. Lou having a single, knock in the first run of the ball game, and later came on to score. Tomorrow, same time, 4 Eastern, daytime. Then back to New York, Tuesday, 8 Eastern. Game 7, if needed, will be Wednesday, 8 Eastern. Of course, the Dodgers are going to have to win a game out here to send all of us packing back to New York. 1-1 now on Lou. Two and one. They're still giving Piniella a right field line, and that's where he hit it the last time, but he shatters his bat as he rolls to Russell, and Bill throws him out. Ball in on the hands, and he broke his bat. 1 out.
Chris Chambliss.
Roden has been extremely effective since coming in. In that second inning, he's allowed just one single at a right field ground ball through the hole by Bucky Dent to knock in the 3rd Yankee run.
First time Chambliss will have faced Roden in the ball game. He doubled down the left field line off Doug Rao, the starter. Look on Rao, 1 inning plus, 3 earned runs, 4 hits. Story on Chambliss in the series. Fouled at the plate, Chris, near Acosta Junior College, and played baseball at UCLA.
Where? Where my boys play today? Who are the Trojans playing?
Trojans are playing Oregon, I think, right now. Chambliss hits it to Lopes. Short hops it. 2 down.
Greg Nettles. Third base.
For those of you around the country who are not familiar, Tom Seaver, of course, a devout follower of USC.
Like Frank Gifford, but much younger, Tom.
2 down, bases clean. And Roden's pitch to Nettles. The first man that Rick faced when he came on in relief of Rao. He got Greg to roll to Lopes. In the process, Greg knocked in a run. Third run of the game for the Yankees. With a foul tip, Yeager hangs on. The man who lost last night's ball game is in the Dodger dugout, Tommy John. Probably will be the man in number 7 if we get that far. Studying the Yankees. 1-1 to Nettles. 1-2.
Oh, he's made some good pitches right here to Greg. That was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, sinking fastball, and the pitch before that was a changeup.
Warming to the task.
2 very good pitches. Let's see what he does here. Good control. Rick has his control. He'll give the Yankees trouble. He'll go in and out, and he's got a good slider. Change speeds once in a while.
2-2 to Greg Nettles.
There's a changeup.
Oh.
3-2 with a fastball hitter up, 2 outs, nobody on. What do you throw if you're a pitcher? He's going to be guessing dead fastball, I would believe. You're going to challenge him, try and throw it inside, sink it away, take a chance.
Power against power.
Changeup.
To Garvey. To Roden. Inning is over. So Rick Roden, very effective against the Yankees. After 3.5, 3-2 to New York. Ron Cey, number 4 man in the order, hits it high and deep to left field, way back, and Piniella jumps.
Oh,
got it!
What a great catch.
Oh,
Great
boy,
catch.
what a play.
I thought it was gone when he hit it. Lou Piniella made a fine catch at the wall.
Piniella will give you everything he's got and more. He is not a man with foot speed, but if he can get to a ball, he's got it. It's gone. You can be sure of that. And this play is a vivid evidence.
That's a fastball right in his wheelhouse. Hit it real well. Up over the fence, too.
Yes, sir. He absolutely robbed Ron Cey of his home run. Great play by Lou. 1 out. Garvey up, takes strike from Ron Guthrie. Incidentally, tomorrow, as the professional football games are posted, we'll keep you apprised as you watch the World Series with us of what's happening in the NFL. Inside with that pitch. Count is 1-1 now on the Dodger first baseman, and Ron Cey got to be feeling like his pocket was picked. Or at least his batting average in the series. Garvey now at 1-2. Considering before the game today, moving in a little closer to the plate against the left-handers. Sometimes, if you're reaching for the ball, that ball will come out of that crowd on you. Fouled, and it's fouled off Thurman Munson. Thurman's going to take a minute to shake off the impact of that one.
Watch this view, fellas, of that catch by Piniella. It's a different one from our outfield camera, a third view.
He thinks it's gone. Look at that. He thinks that
really
ball
did.
is way out.
Watch.
Oh, what a great shot, guys.
Shot. Beautiful.
Nice shot.
Good work, Mr. 40.
2-2 now as that Guidry pitches outside to Steve Garvey with 1 out. Nobody on. The crowd still buzzing over Piniella's fine leaping catch in left field. 3-2 ball game. The Yankees leading the Dodgers in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh, he reached back for something that time, didn't he? Missed low.
But he fooled him. He really fooled him. That's a 3-2 situation with a fastball pitcher. And he's got to guess fastball and throws him the breaking ball. Ronnie was, Steve was really fooled on the pitch.
Now here's another power hitter, Dusty Baker. We've talked about him ever since the series began. And the power of this Dodger team is worth talking about because it reflects a change in the construction of the Dodger team. You look at it over the last 20 years and more. We'll develop this as the inning progresses.
I got to think he's a prime candidate for the National League Comeback Player of the Year, too, considering what he's done. Off leg trouble and low average last year. That ball is hit toward the hole, but Nettles scoops over and closes the door and throws him out. And so the bottom of the fourth inning is highlighted by the great catch of Lou Piniella in left. The score, Yankees 3, Dodgers 2. For the Yankees now, Bucky Dent, Ron Guidry, and Mickey Rivers against Rick Rhoden. This ball game has already had some highlights. Dent singled his first time, rolls this one to Davy Lopes. That came apart in his hands as Rhoden jammed him. And one more look. Now watch, we're going to take you right in tight on Lou Piniella to show you just how high he went up.
Guidry.
That's another one of those
Pitcher.
fancy new technical devices that we have come along with to bring you even closer to what's going on in competitive sport. One out for the Yankees, and Guidry is up. Swing and a miss by the little left-hander, and I say that because he only weighs about 153 pounds. USC 19-0 second quarter over Oregon. It's 2 strikes on Guidry.
A smile crosses Tom's face. Look at
him. All over it.
My alma mater doing well.
Keep the little boy his candy.
Where were you last Saturday?
That's right.
He was watching
I was
Bear
sick.
Bryant's Crimson Tide.
I was sick and crying last Saturday. My boys lost.
2-strike pitch is up high to Guidry.
You know, you saw how Yeager caught that ball. Every good catcher in the major leagues is going to stay down. Yeager will stay down and give the umpire a good view. And he's given Rhoden a good target with his glove, and he stays down. Doesn't come up and block the umpire's view of the strike zone. It's really one of the finer aspects of the game of baseball. Not many people recognize it, but now watch how he stays down as the ball comes to the plate.
Ground ball, Lopes, Gravy bounce. Gravy throws him out. 2 down.
Rhoden is doing a fine job. He's given this Dodger club new life. Drew Lopes' home run with Rhoden himself on got them back into a 1-run ball game from a 3-0 deficit, but it's his pitching, his containment of the Yankees, that's got to uplift the Dodgers. And that's what's happening.
Mickey Rivers, single, struck out swinging.
Not that his bat was inconsequential.
Mickey let his hand slide up the bat handle, and that got Ron Cey coming in a hurry. Ronnie playing him on the grass at third. Punches it on the ground to Russell. Russell's throw, got to hurry. Oh, good play.
The Dodger dugout doesn't like it either.
Bang, bang play as they get Rivers, and Rhoden now has retired the Yankees. He's been able to put 10 away in order. 3-2, New York. The old look and listen play here, huh? The preceding message on behalf of Major League Baseball. Now you watch here.
I don't know. Oh, so close.
I said the Dodger dugout. The Yankee dugout went crazy. Yeah, you make up your own mind on that one, folks.
Well, I thought it was safe.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's the foot going for the bag, and on the bag. Where's the ball?
No ball. Ball's right there. Just about ready to get to his glove.
Foot's on the bag. There's the ball. Well, whatever. He's out.
Billy Martin ran out there. You argue with him, but you're not going to get an umpire to change the decision, that's for sure. Those umpires are human. They're not machines out there. They're just like the players. They make mistakes once in a while.
And right, virtually all the time. Most of the time. 3-2, Yankees. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning for Lee Lacy, Steve Yeager, and the pitcher Rhoden. Lee Lacy, fine athlete. Spent 50 games with the Atlanta Braves in 1976. Otherwise, he's been a Dodger all the way since 1969.
This is a good ball game. It has the feel of game number 1 when they battled through 12 innings. That 4-3 Yankee victory. This is a 1-run ball game. The Dodgers battling back, and Rhoden becoming a commanding figure on the mound.
Lee Lacy, born in Longview, Texas. Swings. That hits the ball well to left. Piniella drifts over and loose. Got it. 1 out.
Remember the old days, the 1950s? That great Dodger team with so much power. Campy and Hodges and Robbie and Perillo and the Duke and Andy Pafko And then when the Dodgers moved west, the team underwent a transformation. It wasn't everything as those Dodgers had, speed, power, defense. But it became a pitching team and it became a speed team with defense. And now somehow, suddenly, in the last year or two, the Dodgers have reverted to power, where sometimes their defense is suspect.
Steve Yeager is up there, 30 years of age yesterday, and fouls the first one off for strike one. Oh, wait a minute. 30 years ago yesterday. Ah, I got you. Now I understand the information that Jerry Klein gave me. His uncle, Charles Yeager, who was pictured the other day in several of the newspapers around the country, was the man who, that's foul at the plate, flew the X-1 rocket plane. And 30 years ago yesterday. He was also the first man, if you recall, to fly faster than the speed of sound. Interesting man. I had a chance to meet him once upon a time, a long time ago. So here's his nephew, Steve Yeager, at the plate with a 2-strike count. One out, and the bases are clean, and Yeager hits it on the ground of the hole. Dent way back in the hole. Long throw, got him. Good play by Bucky Dent. Bucky says playing on this infield, to him, feels very much like playing on artificial surface. The ball really caroms off this clay surface.
Watch it again. An exceptional throw by Dent. His break is the fact that Yeager is not swift.
Now, Rick Rhoden, the Dodger pitcher, doubled and scored. He's on base when Lopes homered. Looks a rip, doesn't he?
He sure does. Guidry at 93 miles per hour on that pitch, Keith. Still throwing hard.
And Rhoden's still swinging hard.
He's not getting cheated up there, is he?
No, he isn't. Hits that ball to center. Rivers goes back, keeps going back. Now he's got the range, and the inning is over. And so Ron Guidry gets the bottom third of the Dodger order. All right, it's 3-2 New York. We'll be back with more baseball after this word from our local station. A 3-2 ball game, Yankees. And we'll be looking now at Willie Randolph, Thurman Munson, Reggie Jackson against Rick Rhoden. Randolph hitless in 2 trips and takes a strike. Big upset in that Big 8. Look at there. Iowa State, Earl Bruce's bunch. They beat Nebraska 24-21, and Kansas tied Colorado. That Big 8 is something.
Cyclones win one like that every year, don't they?
They do. Yep.
Always with the big upset.
Outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now to Randolph. Line score on the ball game. The Dodgers 2 runs. Coming on a double by Rhoden and a home run by Lopes. The Yankees still pecking away, and it's a high pop on the right side. Garvey settles under it, and he has it. Point we made at the beginning of our telecast today, that it's the Dodgers playing long ball and the Yankees clawing and scratching for their runs.
Mr. Robert Wells.
6 home runs for the Dodgers in the series thus far, 1 for the Yanks.
Catcher.
That by, to requote Keith, an unlikely source, Willie Randolph. Hit his at Yankee Stadium, right down the left field foul line, short point in the ballpark.
Here, however, is a man who can lose a Rhoden fastball if Rick is not careful with it. Thurman Munson. He has hit into a double play and struck out swinging today. And Rhoden nails the corner.
He is firing. 93 miles an hour on that pitch. As fast as he's thrown.
Outside. Well, it's a nice warm day. No reason why all pitchers who are involved, everybody in fact, shouldn't be loose and easy. Very comfortable day for a baseball game. It's 2-1.
Trying to sit right on that outside corner. There's an interesting shot from right field. Where's he hiding? In the bullpen down in right field? Is that the Yankee bullpen?
He's down in that neighborhood. That's the way the bullpen crew gets to see the ball game. That's punched down the right side and bounces up in the crowd.
Thurman says if they're going to keep pitching me out there, I'll just go ahead and go that way.
And they are pitching, making him reach.
They feel his power is on the inside half of the plate. And they're trying not to give him anything in there. I imagine if they do go inside, they'll go inside bad off the plate. The rest of the time, they're just trying to sit right on that outside corner with Thurman.
24-year-old Rick Rhoden, 6'3", 195 pounds, living now in Long Beach, California, with a 2-2 count on a native son of Ohio, Thurman Munson. Swings and foul tips it into Steve Yeager's glove, and Thurman is struck out for the second time today.
That's about 13 in a row, isn't it?
Right. That ball was past him, and Thurman looked behind him. He knew it.
Reggie Jackson.
How many is that? Is that 13 in a row?
It's
1, 2.
12.
12 in a row. He's
12
retired
in
now?
a row. He came in. He retired Nettles.
13.
And then Bucky Dent punched that ground single to knock in the third run.
12.
And that was it.
Reggie Jackson up now has doubled to the left field corner. Rhoden's high with him.
That 191 miles an hour.
There it
There's
is.
that Jugs man. Right behind home plate.
Just wanted to show you that we're not creating those numbers out of fantasy. They're actually being timed, and it's very much the same sort of a device that that friendly fellow in
Just gonna bring
uniform
that up.
will lay on you.
Remember when that radar trap comes along and they give you that $25 speeding ticket? That's the same kind of thing they use right there.
That was some power pitch he just threw past Reggie for a swinging strike.
1-1 the count. 2 out. Nobody on. Fly ball hit to left center. It's way back.
Goodbye.
It is gone into the left center field pavilion. Reggie Jackson.
And suddenly Rick Rhoden's scoreless streak ends. Reggie got the pitch just where he wanted it, out and over the plate. And this is a ballpark tailor-made to Reggie Jackson.
Let's watch him go to the dugout.
Lou Piniella.
Billy Martin right there.
I think this is a bad pitch. As a pitcher selection, I'm not talking about the placement of the pitch. Reggie's not been getting around on the fastball at all. They've been throwing the ball right by him. If you give him a breaking ball, it gives him a little bit more time to get the bad head out over the plate. I think if you get in a situation where you can keep throwing a hitter, keep pumping a hitter, just like that, you pump him, you got to make the hitter prove to you that he can hit your fastball. And Reggie hasn't gotten around on the fastball in the entire series.
Lou Piniella up there now. The Yankees leading 4-2, and Rhoden misses inside. It's 1-1.
That's fourth right, Tom.
Strike. 1-2.
Reggie hits a lot like that, though, at Yankee Stadium. They catch him.
That, incidentally, was Reggie Jackson's third home run in World Series play. Just outside. It's 2-2 to Piniella.
How do you like the way Reggie Jackson, from that whole mess with Martin just 2 days ago, has come back? I'll prove myself where it counts, he says, in the batter's box.
Struck out Piniella. Yankees get a home run on Reggie Jackson's shot into the left center field pavilion. And after 5.5 innings of play, the Yankees lead the Dodgers 4-2. Up there, it's pretty. Down here, it is too. And especially so if you are a Yankee fan, because the Yankees lead 4-2 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's what's happened in the ball game. Yankees second, Jackson double, Piniella single, Chambliss double, Nettles grounded out, Dent single. The Yankees took a 3-0 lead. Dodgers third, Rhoden double, Lopes hit a homer over the center field fence, 3-2. Yankees 6, Jackson home run out of here at 3:90. It's 4-2 New York. Now to the top of the order for Davy Lopes, who had the home run for Los Angeles. They're 6th.
Again, I've got to reiterate, this is the guy that's going to make the Dodgers go if they're going to do something. He's got to get on. Here he is leading off an inning. That's exactly where he's done his best kind of work.
Well,
getting the thing going for him.
Walked in the first inning, stole second, then homered. Back in the third, second time up. Guidry now has him 1 ball and 1 strike. A little bit high. Ron Guidry's first Major League victory came against Kansas City back on April 13th. Billy Martin left him in the ball game against the hitter Hal McRae outside. And Billy's comment after having left him in and having Guidry succeed said he wanted to find out about his heart. Well, he obviously found out, and Guidry gave him a heck of a season. Works him inside, and for the second time in the ball game, a patient Davy Lopes has walked.
Did just what he didn't want to do there. Let Lopes get on.
So the Dodgers get the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it brings up Billy Russell with Reggie Smith moving to the on deck circle.
Perfect fairness to the Dodgers. They've hit a lot of long shots today, most notably the one requiring that great catch by Piniella.
Russell's bat's been asleep, though. He's 2 for 16. Swing and a miss.
Shooting for that big hole between Chris Chambliss and Willie Randolph. A lot of space over there to hit the ball through.
Low.
You can see the area that opens up when you get a runner on first base. The first baseman comes over, has to hold the runner, and there's a huge hole on the right side of the infield.
Low. 2-1.
Stirring in the Yankee bullpen now. Martin wants a man ready as quickly as possible.
Probably Tidrow for 1. Russell hits a high pop. It's going to hang up there a while, and Mickey Rivers comes galloping in from center to make the catch in very short center.
Russell is really frustrated. He turned around, threw his bat almost halfway back to the Dodger dugout.
Sparky Lyle working in the Yankee bullpen. Sparky's had 2 days without work. He thrives on work. Maybe he's had too much rest.
I was in the Yankee clubhouse this morning before the bus got here. Some of the Yankees catfish, Sparky and a couple others were in there. We're having a cup of coffee, and I said, how many days in a row can you throw? Sparky says, oh, 6, 7, about a week, and then I'll need a day off. He said 7 days. 7 days in a row that he can throw. It's really unbelievable.
He's got great attitude.
Reggie Smith is up there now, hitless today with Davy Lopes on first base. Yankees leading 4-2, bottom of the 6th. Low.
I guess Sparky and Campbell have got to be the top relievers in the
American
League.
Yeah.
The National League, I guess you'd have to say Fingers and Lavelle.
There goes Lopes. The throw. They got him.
That time they got him. And the reason was that time he didn't get the good jump.
Thurman made another good throw. I think you're right, Howard. He didn't get a good jump this time. He was out fairly easily, too.
Umpire delayed his call just to make sure, John McSherry, that Randolph had held the ball, and he did.
Good throw by Thurman Munson.
2 out now, and Smith hits it out of play. High drifting foul that'll come back in the crowd.
Well, Fingers, of course, getting back to your discussion of relievers, a refugee from the American League.
Free agent out of the American League, went to the San Diego Padres.
Foul off Munson. I'll tell you, there are a couple of hard-throwing relievers who are going to be on the open market and available in the re-entry draft November 4. It's Rich Gossage and Raleigh Eastwood. Inside.
The Goose, that's what they call him in Pittsburgh, Gossage, and he can fire the ball.
I'll tell you.
He is ornery on the mound, too.
Yeah.
He's an ornery fellow.
Tough cookie.
Yes, he
Kind
is.
of cruel.
Hit sharply at Greg Nettles. And the inning is over. No, it is.
Your attention,
Ron Guidry getting the Dodgers in order.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And after 6, Yankees 4, Dodgers 2.
All-time record attendance.
Crowd today, 55,995. That's 3 more than last night's all-time record, 225,346 for the 4 games.
There's our buddy, Keith.
Yeah.
Rock and rollin'. He came over last night, introduced himself. And he's from Cle Elum, Washington.
Population about 5,000.
That's,
Where'd you find him, Pete?
He came over last night and
What is he?
introduced himself.
The drag racer, you said? Or
Yeah,
what?
he's a track racer. Lived in New York, I guess. Just wanted to get out of the city. Went back to the country, and he picked up the series, the playoffs in Kansas City. And he's been traveling with a Yankee. Apparently, he's a Yankee partisan. 1-1, and having himself some fun.
Have him over for dinner at Sherman Oaks?
Nope. 1-1 on Chris Chambliss. Don't know him that well. Greg Nettles on deck. Bucky Dent to follow.
Wonder if Jury would like the get-up.
Checks on it. It's 3-1. The only thing I was really curious about is who does his hair.
The star of shampoo.
Three and 2 now on the Yankee first baseman. Rick Rhoden tagged by Reggie Jackson for a home run. Been touched by Bucky Dent for a single. That's all Rhoden's given. Chambliss hits it sharply at Garvey. Steve stays with it, does it himself.
Greg Nettles.
Now the Yankee third baseman comes on. So the young man who was the Dodgers' first-round draft choice, Rick Rhoden, doing his thing. He was picked up in 1971 in the free agent draft.
Greg does have an RBI today on a grounder in the second inning. But he's not been hitting. He's 2 for 12 in the series.
His shoulder's been bothering him, Howard. After that fight he had in Kansas City, he's just not swinging well. He can't get that bottom hand through.
Up the middle, Rhoden flags it. Look what I found, throws him out. 2 down.
That's exactly what it was.
Be alive on that mound. You let that ball go, you're the next infielder. Sometimes self-protection. I know that feeling. Good play by Rick Rhoden on him. Greg Nettles.
Now it is Bucky Dent, the Yankee shortstop with 2 out and nobody on, a single and 2 trips. High fly ball to left. Dusty Baker drifting back. Going on back to the warning track to make the catch. So
Boy,
the
that ball
sailed.
really carried. It really carried. It's a reminder of Lopes.
Yankees gone in order. After 6.5, New York 4, Los Angeles 2. Four-2 ball game. Home half of the stretch inning in Ron Cey. Steve Garvey and Dusty Baker for the Dodgers. It's strike 1 as Cey takes a cut at a Guidry fastball and doesn't get it. Cey has struck out and hit a fly ball to left field that was over the fence, but Lou Piniella kept it in the ballpark with a great leaping catch. The play of the ball game so far. 2 strikes now on the Dodger third baseman. May have been the play of the series for that matter. My goodness, what a play he made. Sharply hit toward the hole, and it's into left field. Nettles took a dive at it, deflected it just a little bit. Ronnie Cey, base hit.
That's only Ronnie's second hit in the series. He sure would like to have that home run. Here it is. Looks like a breaking ball. He got down, but right in the middle of the plate, I guess. Just off of Greg's glove at third base. Cey's got good speed. I don't know if Noodle, as we used to call him in our days in Alaska, could have thrown him out at first base.
He played for the Gold Penners.
One of the
up in
few balls.
Fairbanks, huh?
One of the few balls to get by Nettles. Not that Craig didn't make a good play on it. He did.
So for the second inning in a row, the Dodgers have the leadoff man aboard in Ron Cey. Steve Garvey is up. Garman and Lyle are active in the respective bullpens.
That ball went right, see that? Went right over where Mrs. Carter is sitting.
The president's mother is sitting with
Yes.
Mayor Tom Bradley of Los Angeles in an adjacent box, and she almost garnered the baseball. Through the courtesy of Bradley, who went for it like an old catcher.
He's going after her again.
No. Little to the right this time.
2 strikes on Steve Garvey. There she is.
There
That's
she
Mayor
is.
Tom on the right. Garvey swings and misses and strikes out.
I'll tell you, this Guidry, 94 miles an hour, a gritty little pitcher. Must now face 2 more home run hitting right-handers, Dusty Baker, and don't think Lee Lacy can hit it out.
You bet.
Only Pinella stopped it.
Garvey has struck out successively now in this ball game. Dusty Baker, fly ball to right, ground out third to first. And Guidry's high with Ron Cey on first base. The Yankees on top, 4-2. Guidry's given only 3 hits so far in the game. Double by Roden, home run by Lopes. Foul. Outfield gives the respect to Baker. They play him deep all the way around. Baker's fly ball to Reggie Jackson. Back in the 2nd inning, took Reggie onto the warning track. Down the shorter. Ball club down by 2. Started Doug Rau. Yankees chased him. 1 inning plus. Baker checks and takes it high. And it's 2-1. Sparky Lyle remains active in the Yankee bullpen.
Billy is ready to pull Ron at a second's notice if need be. Doesn't want to give up these 2 runs.
There's a strike. It's 2-2. Well, there sure wasn't anything wrong with that pitch, I'll tell
Well,
you.
he's making some fine pitches. I mean, excellent pitches. Not only throwing hard, but he's hitting the corner on a lot of good pitches.
High pop to the infield. Willie Randolph circles, calls, Dent backs away. Willie has it. That's 2 down with Lee Lacy coming up.
As you noted early,
Lee
it's the first time
Lacy.
you've seen Guidry. Describe your impressions and characterization of him off what you've seen, Tom.
Well, a lot of times, Howard, you get a young pitcher like this that throws hard. You find real control problems. You know, a guy just concerned about throwing the ball over the middle of the plate. And here he is, you know, he's pitching the spots real well. Thurman told me earlier today, you know, I was talking to him this morning, that he moves the ball in and out very well. That even though he does, throw hard, he still has good control of his fastball. He moves the fastball in and moves the fastball out.
Didn't he say Whitey Ford helped him a lot?
I didn't hear him say that.
Helped
No,
him work
did he?
on the slider.
Probably in spring training, of course, I would imagine. Whitey goes down to spring training with the Yankees.
That pitch is high. Nettles defensively against Lee Lacy, who can really jerk that ball down the left side. Nettles is way right tight against the third baseline. Back of the bag. There he is. Fouls it away.
I tell you, the president's mother is getting a workout up there. That was just below them.
She's going to get a souvenir pretty soon.
1 ball and 2 strikes before a crowd of 55,995 at Dodger Stadium. The Yankees leading 4-2. The Dodgers trying to get something cranked up in the bottom of the 7th inning, but having little luck against Guidry.
Thurman doing a little umpiring now. See
Yes,
that?
he was.
Couldn't blame him.
No, it's him.
Thurman claiming the inside corner. Very close, as a matter of fact.
Close, but no cigar.
2-2 now with 2 out. Checks. Thurman appeals at first base. Jim Evans of the American League does not react.
Twice thwarted. Thurman Munson.
3-2 to Lee Lacy. Ron
3-2.
Cey.
2 outs. Ron Cey be going.
There he goes. Pitch is fouled off. Yeager on deck.
Yeager, too, having a very good series at the plate, Keith. 4 out of 11 going into today's contest.
Say goes, pitch taken, ball 4.
Well, I'm looking in the Yankee dugout. Billy Martin didn't like it. He's yakking about something out there. I don't know if he's yelling at Thurman or what.
Oh, he's yelling at the umpire. He thinks his pitcher was victimized by a bad call, maybe 2 of them. Anyway, that's part of the Martin tactics and strategy. Put the umpire on the defensive. Maybe you'll get a break on the next call.
Might also make him mad.
Right now, Yeager with home run power is up there. As I said, he's had a good series at the plate thus far, though he's not gotten on today. Home run power.
Say at second. Lacy the tying run at first. Pitch inside corner to Steve Yeager. Now
it's Yeager.
Jerry Dale's going to take time out here. He's got Martin yelling at him, and he's got Yeager yelling at him. Looked like he was trying to go outside on that pitch, missed and went inside.
Quite a bit.
Jerry
inside.
Dale right there in good position to call that pitch.
2 out, 2 on, 4-2 Yankees. Bottom of the 7th. Yeager swings and misses, and it's 2 strikes. Roden on deck. Say at second. Lacy at first.
0-2 now. You can see he's trying to go outside there. Gave him a sign to go outside. Thurman sat outside that time. It's one of the few times that I've seen Thurman move with Guidry. He usually gives the target with his glove. That time he moved his entire body to the outside part of that plate.
Yeager stayed alive. So did Lee Lacy until finally he got the walk. Chambliss coming over now to have a little chat with Guidry.
That could be on orders from Billy Martin, too.
Might be.
Billy's up on the step of the dugout watching him.
Could be to remind him that the count is 0-2. You know, he's way ahead of the hitter. The pitcher in this situation doesn't want to make a bad pitch. You make a good pitch here. Or make a pitch to set up your next pitch.
To Nettles at third. Gets the force at third on Ron Cey, coming down from second base, and so after 7 innings of play. It is New York 4, Los Angeles 2. Back with more baseball after this word from our local station.
These are beautiful shots of downtown Los Angeles taken from our helicopter. Giffer and Dandy Dunn. Monday Night Football as Roden throws the ball.
To Ron Guidry, the Yankee pitcher, one of 15 Yankees protected in the American League expansion draft. All kinds of stories about this little guy where he might have gotten away and didn't. Just 40, showing you the pictures of downtown Los Angeles. Don't make it too pretty now. We've got 9 million out here already.
And smog.
1 and 2.
The mayor's sitting over there now. Don't be saying that.
And Guidry's gone. 1 out. Top of the order, Mickey Rivers and Willie Randolph. Mayor Tom Bradley is a bit beleaguered by the effort to bring the 1984 Olympic Games here. There's a wide segment of the community that wants some warranties that Los Angeles doesn't wind up with the hangover cost problems of other cities of recent times. In those post-Olympic years, that pitch is outside. Ron Cey again in on the grass, as he has been since the second game.
Playing him the way Pete Rose did.
That pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Shadows now beginning to reach out into the foul ground. Within the next half an hour, it'll be near home plate. There's a strike. Rivers misses the bunt attempt, and it's 2 and 2. As the sun goes down, it becomes an increasing problem for the outfielder. You can see now, well, he hasn't either. He hangs right there, but Rivers goes the other way with it and hits a high pop. And Davy Lopes makes the catch. So that's 2 Yankees down. And we'll go to Willie Randolph in a 4-2 ball game. New York leading and batting in the top of the 8th inning.
Second base.
Tough, hard-fought ball game that developed into a pitcher's battle between Rick Rhoden in relief of Doug Rauch after he, in effect, gave up 3 runs, and brilliant performance by Ron Guidry.
Pitch is high. Little sign from Poughkeepsie. I haven't been to Poughkeepsie since I quit rowing up there. Garvey coming hard. It's on top of the dugout, out of play.
You know, Rhoden really has done a super job since he's come in. I think he's just made the one bad pitch to Jackson. He's really been super relief pitcher. There we are.
Idea how warm it is today. Shirt sleeve day. Baseball, some say, meant to be played in the daytime. Tom, you like the daytime?
I like the nighttime.
Oh.
Nice, cool nighttime.
Rhoden's outside with that pitch to Randolph with the bases empty and no.
When you pitched your strikeout record, it was not at night.
It's a 4 o'clock game, and the shadows were just about like they are today.
Exactly
it was a
right.
little dust to see.
No on that one. It's 3-1 now to Randolph.
That's a strong-faced young man, and what a job he's done. Willie Randolph without a hit tonight.
That's hit to right. Lacy, fighting the sun, makes the catch. You can see him holding that glove up to guard against the glare. So Rick Rhoden gets the Yankees in order again after 7.5. 4-2, New York.
Billy Martin is not pulling Reggie Jackson out of right field this time. He's done it a number of times previously, inserting that man, Paul Blair, for defensive purposes when he has a lead, such as he has now of 2 runs. But Reggie Jackson gets a turn at bat next inning, and he has doubled and he has homered.
Manny Mota now to bat for Rick Rhoden to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. 0 for 2 in the World Series at the big double against the Phillies in the National League playoffs. Ron Guidry breaking pitch for a strike against Mota, the premier pinch hitter among the active players of today. Only Smokey Burgess in the record books, more productive. It's 1-1.
That right there was Guidry's 100th pitch of the ball game. A pretty good ratio of pitches.
2-1.
I didn't like those last 2 pitches.
That pitch looked like it got away from him.
The pitch before, a fastball up from way out of the strike zone. That's a breaking ball that was high.
Ball is hit to right. Reggie looking, chasing, gloves it. 1 out. He didn't pull his sunglasses down, did he? I guess the ball didn't carry enough to get up into the glare. 4 decks here. Got to get it up pretty high to get it beyond the crowd, and that side of the stadium is in shadow, so it might be of some help for them. Now, the top of the order, Davy Lopes, who has been on base 3 times, walked twice and hit a home run. Bert Hooton and Mike Garman are in the Dodger bullpen as Lopes hits it on the ground right at Willie Randolph, a slow roller, and he throws him out. 2 down.
Well, the Dodgers are down to 4 outs. Guidry's making it look easy.
Up till now.
So far, he has. Still throwing hard.
Sparky Lyle is not throwing in the Yankee pen, but he has loosened already. It won't take him long to get ready if they need the call. It is now Hooton alone in the Dodger pen. Bill Russell, hitless in 3 trips, and struggling with the bat in the series. Strike 1. Low, ball 1. Reggie Smith on deck. Russell fouls it off. Guidry working on a 3-hitter. Tom Lasorda, trouble. Ball club's only 4 outs away from being down 3-1 in this World Series. Inside. 2-2. 2 out, nobody on.
Remember how auspiciously Russell started the series?
Struck him out. So Ron Guidry dominating the game now. 1 inning to go. Yankees lead 4-2. Los Angeles, California. A concerned community right now because their baseball team is trailing by 2 runs as we go to the 9th inning. And on the mound, Mike Garman, big right-hander. I identified his home as Wilder, Idaho the other night. Says he lives in Caldwell, has a farm in Wilder. Well, they ain't very far apart, no how.
Is that right down the road? Or what?
Thurman Munson is up there with Reggie Jackson and Lou Piniella. Scheduled to follow. Breaking pitch hangs inside. Thurman, it's 1-1. Garman came to the Los Angeles Dodgers from Chicago, the Cubs, with Rick Monday. Did a rather good job the other night in New York for Los Angeles. Threw hard when he was in. Rick Rhoden, a book on him, 7 innings, faced 22 batters, allowed 2 hits, dead single in Jackson's home run. 1-2. Ball is hit to right field. Short. Lacey coming in a hurry. Lopes goes out, can't get it. Throw back to Garvey, and Munson is aboard.
Well, you take him any way you can get him. There's a little jam shot that fell in. Lopes could have had trouble with his son. Thurman struck out twice today, hit into a double play. 5 out of the last 7 times he struck out. He just pops it up. Just like it has eyes. It falls right in front of Lacey, right behind Davy Lopes. Lopes had a shot at it. It'd have been a good play for him to catch it.
Here's the big man. Shot a double into the left field corner and a booming home run over the 395-foot mark in deepest left center.
Comes inside to him, misses, ball 1. With the long swing or the long stroke, everybody tries to come to Reggie. Inside. High fly ball, left center field. Reggie Smith drifting over under it and makes the catch for out number 1. That's the same line that Reggie Jackson hit his home run. Didn't quite get enough of that one.
Didn't get to it. Always hit the ball back in the strike zone and set out in front.
Lou Piniella now has had the play of the game defensively against Ron Cey, going above the wall to rob Cey of a home run to left.
Trojans are doing a job for you today, Tommy. They lead Oregon 33-0 in the 3rd quarter.
I like that. Music to my ears.
Up the middle. Lopes, Russell, first base, bounce, double play. So the Dodgers down by 2 runs, have 3 outs left. Back more after this message and a word from our local station.
There's Paul Blair now in right field. Billy Martin got that extra turn at bat out of Jackson. 2-run lead. There's Reggie exhorting his teammates on. Bottom of the 9th. Dodgers trail by 2. 3 outs left.
Ron Guidry will pitch to the muscle in the Dodger batting order. Reggie Smith, Ron Cey, Steve Garvey, Dusty Baker, the 4th man. 4-2 Yankees. Bottom of the 9th inning. And Smith takes the pitch low. Marky Lyle, the left-hander. Dick Tidrow, the right-hander for New York. And Guidry is in with a strike. It's 1-1. Tomorrow's scheduled pitchers, Don Gullett, left-hander, New York. Don Sutton, right-hander, Los Angeles. Pitches low.
Well, if anybody's going to do it, these are the guys that been the big guns for him all year.
They are,
They're
however,
home run
today,
players.
Tom, 1 for 9.
Yes, sir.
High to the right side. Randolph back, waves everybody away, and makes the catch.
Bad pitch out of the strike zone.
Tom, you don't want to second guess so fine a man and so fine a manager as Lasorda. But Reggie Smith is simply not the hitter right-handed that he is left-handed. Why bat him third?
Well, you've got personalities to deal with too, Howard. That's one reason. One reason why he left Ron Cey hit the cleanup all year long. Ronnie had a great April, hit his first 17 ball games, and then went into a slump, but he kept him there.
Shot. Fair ball.
Into
the corner, Cey. Pumping, going for two. Piniella has it. Cey goes in, double. Now the tying run will come to the plate with Steve Garvey, and Billy Martin is on the field to argue over the call as to whether or not the ball was fair or foul. I'll tell you right now that Nestor Shylock, who is one of the better ones around, was right on top of it. Can't see it there.
Not going to change that decision.
There's no way. Nettles immediately points to the spot he claims the ball landed. Martin now back in the dugout as we look at Nettles.
Steve Garvey at the plate has struck out successively against Guidry and popped out to the first baseman. A 4-2 ball game with one out. Ron Cey at second base. Strike.
You know, Cey at second base got double or single and got robbed of a home run. He had a chance to have an outstanding day at the plate.
Garvey goes to the right side. Well back. It is in the right field corner. It is foul.
Oh, boy. Remember, the Dodgers came from behind to tie the Yankees in the opening game. They are, as we said, a combative ball club. There's no quit in this team. Tidrow and Lyle hard at work in the bullpen.
Two-strike count on Garvey. One out. Garvey representing the tying run at the plate. Over the pitcher to Randolph at second. The throw in time. Two out. Cey goes to third.
So they are down to one out. If they lose, trailing 3-1 in the World Series, they will have to look back to baseball history for hope of winning the World Series. In 1968, as Martin comes out to talk with Guidry and check the situation with his catcher, Thurman Munson. In 68, the St. Louis Cardinals led the Tigers 3-1. The Tigers won that World Series. In 1958, the then Milwaukee Braves led Casey Stengel's Yankees 3-1. The Yankees won that World Series. So twice in history, it has happened. Satisfied that Guidry is still strong enough, and with the reassurances of Thurman Munson, Martin returns to the dugout, and Dusty Baker, certainly with home run power, comes to the plate. He represents the tying run.
Bert Hooton went all the way for the Dodgers in Game 2. Last night, Mike Torres all the way for the Yankees. Game 3, Guidry trying to go all the way for the Yankees in Game 4. In with a strike to Dusty Baker. The last time you had 3 straight complete games of the World Series was 1968, when it was Lolich, McLean, and Lolich for Detroit.
Correct. Still throwing at 93 miles per hour, by the way.
Strike 2.
Thurman is just doing an absolutely super job catching the play. He's given directions to his pitcher. He's given him great targets. He did the same thing last night with Torres. He is really doing an outstanding job behind the plate.
Inside, 1-2.
One more strike, and he's got it. It'll be Sunday afternoon if he can get it. Tommy Lasorda is going to have to think of something, get his Dodgers back in the World Series.
If he can get it.
See Thurman? I see Thurman. Look, giving him a little sun. Now, this will probably be a breaking ball down. Way down. He wanted it on the ground. It was the breaking ball. Didn't get it down deep enough.
Close. Baker still alive.
at 2-2.
Sherman, let's see where he wants the ball.
Hit to center. Rivers. Yankees win it 4-2 as Ron Guidry goes all the way with a 4-hitter. Struck out 7, he walked 3.
No question about it. The smallest southpaw was the dominant figure today. So for the second straight day, Yankee pitching. Guidry today, Torres yesterday, has been supreme. The Yankees got hitting against young Doug Rauch in the second inning. They exploded for 3 runs as their left-handed hitters collaborated for a change. Jackson with a double and Chambliss with a double, each into the left field corner. Later, Reggie added a home run. Keith?
Big day for the Yankees, and the heat now really on the Dodgers at their home ballpark. As you can see, New York 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Los Angeles 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Doug Rauch started. The Yankees jumped on him for 3 runs. Rick Rhoden came in, was brilliant in relief, but Ron Guidry owned this day as he went all the way. And we'll be going to our scoreboard show for a rundown on all of the scores from around the country in college football to this time. The Yankees 4, Dodgers 2.